Hi guys, what's up everyone? My name is Jackson Owens and I'm going to be getting into my 2 interviews. I did 2 interviews, both on current and former teammates. One of them is my roommate right now, Ian Prichter. He's part of the Ngāpuhi tribe, which is from New Zealand and based in New Zealand. The other one is Josh Jackson. He's Native American. But yeah, let's get into this. I asked them both the 3 exact same questions. And my questions were, who had the biggest influence on passing down your cultural traditions? Have you ever felt pressured or hide aspects of your culture, identity? And how do you define your cultural identity, and has it changed over time? I'm going to get into Ian's interview first because that's the one I did in person, and it went really smoothly. But I asked him who has had the biggest impact on him. He said his dad has definitely had the most impact for finding his cultural identity. He grew up in New Zealand and he's part of the Ngāpuhi tribe, and his dad will become a chief in the future eventually. But also his brother, he's got an older brother, so just seeing him learn about it and they're learning together or whatnot, and they've just been really taking a part in it and really passionate about it. He hopes to visit, and yeah, as he grows older. He's never felt the pressure to downplay because it's just who he is. He's very confident in himself and is very open to talk about. In the interview itself, he was really chill to talk about it. He also wants to get his tribal tattoos for it, so as he's gonna get older, he's gonna become more and more a part of it. And I asked how he defines it. He says you feel more connected to it, even though he's American and not from there, but just because it's just his past and just his family culture and tradition. That's just how it is. But as he's gotten older, he's starting to really embrace it more and really wants to get those tribal tattoos. But yeah, overall it was a good interview. He gave me I'd say good responses every single time. It wasn't forced or anything. He was very open to it, and it was smooth. I wasn't worried about it. I mean, we're close, so I didn't really ask him anything. But yeah, overall the interview went well. But he's very passionate about his tribe, and he has a lot of family history and wants to express how much he really loves it by getting his tribal tattoos, and he's just very proud of his culture and everything about it. Now we're going to get into Josh Jackson's interview. He is Native American, and I asked him who's had the biggest influence for him, and he said the person that gives him the biggest influence was his grandma, because she told him so many stories about him since a young age, about the history and all the culture and everything, why the 4th of July is such an important holiday, and even some stereotypes like gambling and whatnot. But yeah, that's what he was telling me. I asked him how he defines it, or how it's changed over time. He's really hasn't changed for him. He says he is just from blood and tradition or whatnot. And then for the downplay, I did get a different answer for that than Ian, I will say. He says he has felt pressure to downplay his culture because from his eyes, he just says he doesn't look Native American. And to be fair, when I first saw him, I had no idea he was Native American as well until he told me. But he's not ashamed of it at all, obviously, but he is just unless you ask him, he doesn't really bring it up off the top of his head unless you talk about it. But he's open to talk about the interview still went smoothly and everything. But yeah, Josh was a bit different than Ian, I would say, because he's a Native American, and people just are surprised when he tells them that he's Native American. So he tends to downplay the culture a bit, but he's still very proud nonetheless of his culture, and is proud of himself and just learning the history of it and whatnot. That interview was on the phone, or it wasn't even on the phone. I sent him the questions and he voice memoed them to me. So it wasn't a bad interview, but I'd say doing an interview in person is way easier than doing it over the phone, because sometimes they're not replying quickly. That's why I'm turning in late right now. And also they may not be giving you your full honest answer or whatnot. But yeah, thank you guys, and yep.